Typhoon Haiyan hit the Philippines and completely decimated the Philippines. And to this day, I always say like that was the most destruction I've ever seen in my entire life. And that was even after going through Hurricane Sandy here in New York City, being on the front lines of that night when the storm hit and really created havoc in New York City and parts of Long Island and the Jersey Shore area. But Typhoon Haiyan was, I believe, the sustained winds in the hurricane were well over 200 miles per hour. I mean, it looked like somebody just taken their hand and slammed it down on these communities. The water surge hit in the middle of the night. There was endless stories that people had of their children being ripped out of their hands and gone forever. You're able to, I think the overall understanding of humanitarian aid, especially in the medical community, comes in the form of let's go there and treat medical problems and treat people for their ailments and their traumas and their. I think that the reality of it is you're going, especially in like these smaller units, these small humanitarian groups, you're going into these communities that most likely had extremely limited resources to begin with and probably had humanitarian need on a good day. And now they've lost any kind of infrastructure that they've had. They've lost communications. They've lost their ability to feed themselves, to have clean drinking water. And I think that is more beyond the medical care that you can provide, but helping communities reestablish those connections, to their essential services that they need. Very quickly to me became clear that that was the mission in these areas. But none of that really means anything if we can't eventually get these people consistent services, right? So that kind of became evident to me early on that like that was the mission. And that was something that we spent a great deal doing is, in an effort to respond into these communities and leave them better than they were, like how do we reestablish pathways of communication and connection, whether that be in Vanuatu or Nepal, where we spent a great deal of time not only treating people, but also trying to reestablish those critical pathways to leave them with something beyond what we could provide them for in the immediate aftermath of a disaster.